Good day, Bravehearts. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf, and welcome to the Doc of Detox. And this is the ending of our Braveheart Nation Creation Week, and want to save the best for last, right? And that might be my good friend John, who only, makes the purest and the highest quality of Humic Fulvic in the world. And there is no time in history that the Humic Fulvic product that we have has been this valuable to every living soul on this planet. And we're going to prove that today. Now, what if you could take the purest, highest concentration, and the highest quality of Humic Fulvic? Okay, now that Humic Fulvic comes out of Drumheller. Now, did you know Drumheller, Alberta is where most of the dinosaurs were found on this planet? There's a good reason. They fed off the vegetation there millions of years ago, and that's what Humic Fulvic is. And fulvic comes from humic, which we'll be talking about a little bit. Now, but here's the deal. Approximately 98% of all the Humic Fulvic that's made is made through a chemical process. And guess what? And it still has heavy metals in it. We have a process that's not using chemicals. And guess what? That means chemical free. That means we have the best Humic Fulvic out of Drumheller, And we are the only producers that have been government certified because of our purification standards and our quality standards. So you have to understand something. Do you know how right now the world is getting tighter and tighter and very restrictive? Oh, we need to make sure everything's pure. We need to make sure everything's quality. Well, that's only when it is suitable to government agencies and pharmaceutical agencies that just want product to stop getting around the world to help people. So you can believe that or not believe it. It really doesn't matter to me. But there's so many rules for us that, they make it hard for us to maneuver. And understand something. Whatever you see on the bottle probably isn't true. Because everybody's an individual, and depending on how much heavy metals you have, how acidic you are, what kind of a stress monkey you are, what kind of diet you have, what's your personality, and what's your lifestyle like, will depend on how much you need of something. And if you got a 20-foot hole, you need a 20-foot ladder. And understand something. If you could create the perfect day in every way, then you'd never have to do a deep cleanse or be rushed off to an emergency, would you? So we're going to be talking about what I believe to be the most foundational product that you can take on a daily basis, that you can add to your water, add to your coffee, you can put in your baking goods, And the reality is that nothing works like this on viruses, bacteria, bad bacteria, fungi, heavy metals, and balancing pH. Hi, John. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me today.
Hey, it's my pleasure. So John's in the airport. And why are you in the airport, John?
I was just at our other plant reviewing things, and flights get messed up nowadays. So here I am.
So anyways, I don't know if you've ever seen the video with me and John in the plant that John's built, but there's nothing like it. Is there, John? There's nothing like it that has that type of air purification, sanitation, and nobody makes the Humic Fulvic like John makes anywhere in the world. And John will say not to his knowledge, but I can tell you they don't. Because if they did, I'd buy it from them. And I would. I'd buy it from them. Because if you take a look at all my product line is the best of the best. Whether it's the C60, my iodine, whether it's the Humic Fulvic. And I'll tell you something right now. We just came out with a new product, didn't we? And that was the Black Diamond, right, John?
Absolutely. Beautiful product.
That product has so much energy in it, you don't stir it. You just put it in. You put the product in to the water and you don't stir it, do you, John?
No, I would recommend you just let it settle on top and then it'll gradually go in. So not only does it go in very nicely, but it's pretty cool to watch as it falls in.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you, everyone. This is what the Black Diamond looks like, All right? And just so you know, we don't want to go hog wild here, so we're going to add the Black Diamond to our sale that's starting 1 minute to Sunday night, All right? So if anybody's interested in trying it, they can. Let's move on. So what makes Black Diamond a special product, John?
Well, you touched on it already. There's many products out there that when you add it to water, they're not fully soluble in the water. And being soluble is of great benefit to you. It means that the molecules will get carried through liquid to where it is that you need to have it delivered in the body. So you're getting it better. That's a huge key. So
Okay.
Online here.
yeah, sorry for the background noise
Yes,
and
I
everything.
haven't seen it yet.
So many people produce this stuff using all chemicals, and it's essentially a chemical bath, and they play with the pH up and down, and they do things, and you end up with a lot of chemical residue. You end up not clearly understanding what it is that you're getting, because now the molecules that are there have been affected, and they're a long ways from what you'll find in nature. So that's a huge part of what we do. We make sure that not only do we keep it as natural as we can, but we've also gone to the extreme lengths of figuring out what's in it in its natural source that maybe isn't absolutely the best for the human body. And can we remove that? So we've gone through a cleaning process with the products as well, so that we're comfortable giving it to our grandparents and our kids and everybody. We take it very, very seriously, and it's kind of a challenge for us to remain ahead of everybody else and to do the right work. So we love comments like, if you weren't the best, we would buy it elsewhere, because it gives us motivation.
And honestly, I didn't just say that. It's not a marketing tool, everyone. I would do it, but I'm not going anywhere. So can you just tell people what the difference is between humic and fulvic?
Fulvic is a subset of humic. So the term humic can generally, you get humic, and there's a bit of a crossover here in the definitions. So humic is a substance that you extract from humate, and you end up with humic acid. Then you can refine it further, and you can break down the small molecules that are soluble in lower pH values, and we call that fulvic. And then the ones that aren't soluble in low pH, we call humic. So fulvic is a subset of humic substances. Fulvic is the smaller molecules generally, and humic is the larger ones.
Yeah, and humic is known for its ability for balancing hormones, its ability to actually capture what we call viruses and other negative things in the body. But it'll actually capture, wherever it captures it in the body, it locks it down so the body doesn't have to experience it on the way out. It's in lockdown, correct?
Yeah, so there's many modes of action that happen in your body. And one of the areas with viruses, some studies have pointed to the fact that it kind of wraps itself around the virus and ties up the bonding points, so the virus can't propagate by moving to the next cell and infecting it. And then when it comes to other substances in your body that are maybe good or bad, it can deliver a bunch of the good ones, but it can take the bad out just by simple chemical bonding, negative and positive attraction. And because humic molecule is a macromolecule, or it's phytoion, it has both positive and negative bonding points on it. It has a super high degree of functionality versus anything that would say have a single electrical charge. And to add on that, and not get too sciencey, but it's also hydrophobic and hydrophilic at the same time.
What does that mean?
So hydrophobic is something that resists being part of water, and hydrophilic is something that goes into solution, or it likes to be part of water. So what you end up getting then is you end up getting the functionality of the portion that's in soluble and is in solution, but it's strong enough in solution that it carries along with it a tail of hydrophobic molecule. So you get both ends of the functionality there, and the unsoluble end of the molecule is in colloidal suspension. And most people are familiar with coffee, which is a suspension. So it's liquid. You can't see
Right.
through it. It's not crystal clear, but you get the idea. That's a suspension.
I get it. And here's the humic right here that we have. I mean, yeah, there it is right there. Okay, that's the humic acid. And the humic acid, I've never seen anything balance hormones in men or women as efficiently and to keep it there as that product. Can you shed some light on why it does that?
Well, it's a difficult thing to sort of nail it down. So humic substances, the number of molecules, separate molecules that are in there, there's thousands of constituents. So there's all kinds of different molecules in there. It's something that we lie awake at night and try to figure out how it is we're going to identify it all. And then the modes of action and exactly how we relate the molecule to the effect on the body.
Right.
And we're working on that, but that's going to take a number of years. So one of the things that we're doing coming up shortly, and I would hope to have it sort of by mid 2022,
Okay.
is a study where we can actually watch the interactions in the GI tract and figure out, what portion of it is signaling with your immune system and what portion of it is actually having a physical effect. So in terms of the hormones, I'm not a doctor, a finance background, but I will toss this out. It's hypothesized that it has an effect on the endocannabinoid system in the body. But
Right.
there again, I'm a finance guy.
Okay, very good. Okay. And then the fulvic acid that is known for extracting and pulling heavy metals out, balancing pH, and grabbing up acidity and things of that nature.
It has a high affinity to bond. So, 60, 74, 100 times its own weight.
Right.
In metals is nothing's nailed in, of course, because there's so many different molecules in there and everyone's like a snowflake, but that gives you an idea to its carrying capacity for the bad stuff.
Right.
If we use a visual, imagine a garbage truck that comes into your yard and picks up your garbage. Imagine it picking up 60 times its own size in garbage and then leaving your neighborhood.
60 times its own size. Yeah. It picks it up, locks it down, carries it out. So that's why it makes fulvic, believe it or not, is the magic with advanced water fasting. So if you want to do a fast and you're not putting fulvic in your water or black diamond in your water, because it doesn't turn on your digestive tract, but it just goes and picks everything up so your body can focus on stem cell making and autophagy, then that's where we want the energy to go. So
And it tastes good.
And it tastes great. Yeah, it enhances the flavor of anything you add it to. Very good. Excuse me. So what do you do differently in your processing plant that, let's just say, that most people do not do?
Well, wow, that's a long discussion, but I'll try to shorten
Oh, I
it.
want it as long as you need it, because
Okay.
I think
People need to
that
know.
will show the quality and the lengths that you go to. And this is not just another product to bottle for profit.
Right. So we're passionate about what we do, and we fully understand the responsibility we have to everybody, our families and all the consumers. So we go a little bit above and beyond when it comes to standards of production. And one of the first things you have to look at is you have to look at cleanliness. So our plant is clean. We have air control systems in there that at the one end of the plant where the product can be open the odd time to the air, we have it the same cleanliness as general operating room in a hospital. Yes, that's extreme. It's far beyond any of the regulations, but we're comfortable with that. And then we don't have any problems with that. So we control the environment. We control everything about the environment that it's produced in. That's key. Secondarily, all the equipment that's in there is above standard for food grade. So there's pharmaceutical grade, then there's food grade, and on down the line, then agriculture and whatever grade.
Right.
But we're closer to the pharmaceutical grade because that's our target. We recognize that people want that. It's a huge undertaking. Years of hard work goes into it, but we understand that that's key. Things like no threads in the plant. We're trying to get rid of all the threads.
What's
and have
threads?
these-
What does that mean, threads?
Like a thread on a pipe. So if
Okay.
you put two pipes together, or you connect a hose or a pipe to a tank, traditionally used threads, it's cheap, it's easy. We go to the extra length of having stuff manufactured for us so that when there's a two pipes or something coming together, there's no place for microbes or anything to get stored in there. And so nothing grows in there, and it doesn't create any problems or any hassles with it. So we do that. We go so far, we track. So there's this concept called CGMP. So it's good manufacturing practices. And so you've got documents set that when you receive things in the building, when those things get used, what the net outcome is, all the testing through the whole process, that all gets tracked. So we can see batch to batch exactly what's going on, and also track exactly where that product went when it left the factory. That's really important to do because, geez, I hope it never happens, but if something ever happens where a product is substandard in quality, we know exactly who to call, how to recall that product and get it done. And it's a responsibility we take very, very seriously. So And over and above that, our technology to extract and get at these molecules and bottle them and so people can use them or put it in the black or create the black diamond out of it. We need to do that in the best way that we can. So we've gone through great lengths, much research to get it to that point. We have a PhD organic engineer on staff. We have a PhD analytical chemist on staff, a couple of big brains. It really, really helps us determine what we're doing well, what we're not doing well, where we need to improve. So when it goes through our process, because we're a long ways down the road to having it completely automated with all the sensors and yet it's pretty high tech for what we do, and nobody else I know is doing that. We're going to be able to control the process even better than we do now. So I would say if we started today, if today is our starting point for the manufacturer, I think we're a long ways ahead of anybody. And I promise you that I have see nobody out there that's going to the great lengths that we are and trying as hard as we can to get it to the point where the product is just the absolute best that we can produce it. And I'm a capitalist by heart, and we'll make some money along the way and everybody will have a good life. But we wake up in the morning and that's what we're passionate about. That's what we've decided we want to be and who we want to be. We want to be the absolute best in producing fulvic and humic for human consumption.
Absolutely. And so we're not talking about food grade. We're talking about pharmaceutical grade here.
That's where we're headed for sure.
So
we're
that's
probably
where,
somewhere between the two.
that's where you're at. But I don't want you to mention any names, but the humic fulvic world is pretty loosey-goosey, isn't it?
It is a bit the wild, no, it's a lot the wild, wild west. There are people that are doing things out there that shock and horrify me, and clearly it's only about the money. There's companies who are having product recalls. There's companies whose product consistency is so bad, some of the product they're sending out isn't even soluble in water. There's product that I've been sent, hey, what's wrong with this product? And it is globule and it smells like diesel and it's a little bit slimy. It's just gross. I would never put it in my body. And some of those things I can explain, and a lot of it is inexperience with dealing with humic substances and how they extract and how they handle it. And some of it is just pure negligence. And that's frightening.
So there are no real regulations out there, are there? Not really. I mean, you guys took it upon yourself to just fasten your own seatbelt where, you know, there's really not a lot of regulations out there with humic and fulvic.
My take is this on regulations.
Okay.
Regulations, there's so much product being sold that is below standard, even in stores, and nobody seems to be enforcing it. That it leaves the people who want to do really well, it leaves them with a big headwind. So if you were there only for the money, then there's no way you would do what we do and push, because these people are getting away with selling products that there's not even proper traceability if something goes wrong. I mean, that's just sort of basic step one you've got to handle. There's a lot of products being sold out there that don't even have that, where the sort of certificate of analysis or the testing that's done on the end of the product before your quality assurance and quality manager will sign off and release it. If you were there for the money, that's the way you would do it, because the way the regulatory bodies work now is they only hassle the people who are trying their hardest to follow it. And there's all this product out there that's being sold without it. And I touched on a key point there that I didn't mention earlier. And this is another area that you'll find lots of people don't have. We have a full-time dedicated quality assurance officer, quality manager. And he's really, really, really detail oriented. And the way the corporate structure works is he doesn't report through the production lines. He reports to the board. And he has as much power in the company as anybody else in the company. And he has final say whether something gets sold or something doesn't. And part of corporate articles is that if he thinks it's substandard, it doesn't leave the building. That's the commitment we've made to quality.
Wow. So yeah, you're really creating the standards that someday we maybe be with everybody, which will be really great, right?
Absolutely trying to set the bar so everybody has to catch up.
Yeah. And you said too in the future that you believe that with the science that you're working on, you'll be able to actually work with the humic fulvic in a way that you'll be able to make it dial in to certain things that are going on in people's lives, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So,
So
yeah,
go ahead.
you go ahead.
Sure. So one of the key things about any substance that you put in your body is you need to understand dosing. If there's not clear work being done on dosing, I would be very, very afraid of a substance. So we've done toxicology on the study. We took it to 2,000 milligrams per kilogram of body weight per day, which is a giant pile, 140 for your average person, 140 grams of humic and fulvic a day. You can't shaw that much back, and you couldn't do it with no toxicological effects on the body. That's key. The other thing is that the dosing works at that, so we know we're not hurting anybody. But we want to know which molecules or which end of the molecule or whatever is having the effect where in the body. And will that happen in my lifetime? Nah, probably not. Will I get a good start on it for whoever's going to carry on the fight to figure it all out? Probably. But I think in the interim, we're going to have some real solid wins where we're going to be able to find a natural substance. Because if we look at the range of effects this has on the human body, it's
Oh.
profound and wide. So there's got to be some things in there that are carrying more than their weight. So, that's the ones that we're going to try to identify to see if we can optimize our production process to give, on a weight by weight basis, better value for people.
Right. Right. Yeah. I've heard everything so far with the product. I've heard stories and where people weren't taking it anything else and they were just doing the product, and things were really, really happening. And we have a couple different. We got Tummy Love, which is really great for children, but it's really great for the tummy, and it's a mixture of 75% humic and then 25% fulvic. So that would be good for, I guess, somebody who has a little bit of a hormonal imbalance and at the same time want to reduce the toxicity and pull the heavy metals out, but really get in there. And if you really have a viral problem or you have like a hormonal problem, then you would go harder with the humic. And then with the fulvic is something that you should always add to your water. I mean, drawing the heavy metals out, bringing down the acidity in the body. It's amazing. And like you said, that it will actually pull out 60 times its weight.
Yes, its own weight. Yeah.
60. And okay. So, everybody's talking about zeolite now, and that's because it's being marketed efficiently. And zeolite can't hold a candle to fulvic, and it truly can't. I was selling zeolite maybe 35 years ago. Yeah, 35 years ago. But
one thing I don't understand, if I can interrupt because you bring up a great point there. One thing that I don't understand when people are proponents of zeolite, and I'm fine, zeolite's great and it does a lot of things, but it's not soluble. So they micronize it and they put it in colloidal suspension and you consume it. But you're at the very beginning, you've only got one wheel. You don't have the part of it in solution and part of it not in solution. So you're already cut down to half of its potential range of effects just using simple logic. So yeah, it's probably a great product, probably does lots of things, but given the two, yeah, I'm taking humic and fulvic all day long.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something right now. The only reason why I know is because when I compare people when they took the zeolite and when they took the humic fulvic, there was no comparison. Okay, so it hits a home run, and we're not downing the zeolite people because it is helping and it's helping detox people. But what horse are you going to ride? I don't know. I'd ride the stronger horse. And then the other thing is we talked about the black diamond, and the black diamond will cross the blood-brain barrier, won't it? Okay.
Well, it's super small, until the definitive testing gets done, but every indication is that, yeah, if you look at its size, it looks like it does. And then there's some work that have been done and some of the researchers that we've been working with, and they're talking about it getting into the spinal fluid and somehow that gets into the brain a different way. I don't know much about it, but hopefully we'll dial that in and figure that out.
Well, I believe it because of the changes I've seen, John. I've seen amazing changes with people just doing the black diamond, and especially people in critical care and people that have already been sent to hospice, and the things I've seen. with other things that we're doing. And then the black gold, which it's more for the digestive tract, and it likes to go in and clean things up there. And the black gold will go into the large intestine, and we have found that it restores the bacteria in the large intestine better than anything I've seen, second to that of tummy love. I want to talk about something else here, and that's this, bright eyes. So you guys, for far as I know, you're the only ones that actually create a Fulvic that is totally clear, and it can be put right into the eyes.
It's a fun product. It was a lot of fun to develop. And we had our failures along the way figuring it out, and we had our successes. But the successes were great. I mean, we were high-fiving, and we had a lot of fun producing that product. And I think it's completely different than anything I've seen out there. You know, and our Humic is way different than anything's out there. But the Fulvic that's produced for that product is, yeah, it's fun. It's interesting.
Yeah, well, we have, and I mean this, we have thousands and thousands of people that use this every day for their eyes, for cataract, glaucoma, detached retina, red eyes, dry eyes, you name it, sty in the eye. You know, it doesn't matter. It goes in and it helps to reduce that so fast. As soon as you put it in, people get relief. You know, sometimes when I overwork, I used to have, when I overwork, sometimes this eye will give me trouble, and I'll actually put the bright eyes in every probably 3 to 5 minutes, maybe 5 to 7 times, and it gets rid of it. And then I don't have that needle in my eye thing. And I know it's just because I've been pushing myself way too hard. And we use the bright eyes to actually nebulize it for sinus problems. We use it to put into an eye cup, the bright eyes, to do really good soaks so it gets behind the eyeball, because if you've got trouble on the front of the eye, you've got big trouble on the back. We also use it for ear soaks, to go and lay on the side and just put a little pool of it in there and leave it sit there for 10 minutes, and then put a hot pack on top and see what that does for your ringing in your ears or ear infection, especially for your children they're in pain. Okay. And you can also spray that into the back of your throat if you've got a sore throat. And we also use it for what we call vaginal infusion, where we mix silver bullet with the Fulvic and some frankincense and infinite iodine. And then women will use that to actually put into the vaginal canal to get rid of many things, from endometriosis to bladder infection, to help against infertility problems, cysts on the ovaries. So, I mean, these products have so many uses, and we'll use it for things like ulcerations. When people have ulcers, to actually we will use like the bright eyes, and we'll even use the black gold and make a paste out of that with the silver bullet gel. So, I mean, there's so much that we can do for it. Where do you think we're going here? Where do you think you're going with this product?
Are you asking me where I'm going with it?
Yeah, where are you going? Where do you see the future in it?
Well, if we just take a real simple look at this group of molecules, it's the organic carbon cycle, and you've got all of these organic acids that people used to get tons of it because the soil was healthy, and they would get taken up into the plants, and we were eating nutritionally dense. Our food supply was nutritionally dense, so everything was good. And then along came modern agriculture, and we started to destroy the soil with the commensurate effects. Now we're eating dead food. There's nothing really there, and these are base inputs to the body.
Right.
So your body requires this stuff. It requires organic carbon. It requires all of this stuff. So where we'd like to go in the future is helping build a better society where I mean, we work in agriculture, we work with supplements and nutraceuticals. We would like to see everybody live happier, healthier lives by having more of what they need, a base need of what they need. And that's in a general term where we're headed.
Good. Can we bring up some of the Facebook questions? Can I see those? And also, while we're bringing those up, is there anybody out in the audience that would like to come in and ask a question? And if you do, they can come in first. Diana Nichols. Hello, Dr. Wolf. I have a friend who is sick and her doctors are quacks. That's okay. I've been sharing your podcast with her, and she asked me to send her more. She is trying to stay alive. I'm going to research for her, and she wants no more farm. Okay, I don't. Good. We'll keep moving. Mike G. The need to grow. Did you ever see that? Have
No.
you ever saw that, John?
No.
Guess what? The Need to Grow. Check out the new documentary about humic fulvic and turning farms into power generating, self sufficient plants that generate more energy than they can consume.
Okay.
So you might want to check that out. The Need to Grow,
Yes.
everybody. Allie Brown, I had to purchase some from a local company because of my money, but I forgot about the chemicals. Now I don't want to give the extra to friends. Bugger. Okay. Okay, Tina, how about leaky gut? Well, Tina, leaky gut, tummy love, black gold, throw a little daily cleansing tea in there, and then call me in about 3 weeks, and you're going to find out how this really works. Can you go back? What's that? Connie, John has the cleanest plant ever. It's absolutely sparkles. Connie says, so she's checked you out, John.
Perfect.
Cheryl, just received my black diamond. Love my Lisa, love my tummy love, my black gold. Got to get some black diamond. Yeah, safe. Can't wait. Bless you all for your knowledge and time spent with us, doctor. Taylor, Dr. Wolf, where can I get a consult? Could you let me know of the price? It's $150. You can go to the top of my page at Doc of Detox. Click on consultation, love. Sound is too low. Okay, got it. Maybe for that person. I don't think it is it? No, I don't think so. Okay, can we go up higher? Desmond, black diamond. What does it do to the body that other healthy foods can't? How's that, John? You want to try that one?
It's a really broad question. And until you're talking about what specific foods, it's really, really hard to answer. One thing that I will say, though, is if you're eating tremendously healthy foods that have everything in it and your body's operating to its genetic maximum, then you're getting everything you need from your food. But that's almost completely non-existent. So you have to look at getting your body what it needs to operate properly. There again, finance guy, not a doctor, but if you're getting everything you need in food, then you're getting everything that you need in the food. But that's just not the case anywhere that I look or anywhere that I see.
Even with organic, you're not getting it. And the second part is the other thing he says. The other thing is C60 oil is probably another hyped up addition to make you healthier. Well, I can tell you right now, it's no hype. And you tell me something else that the scientists are saying that, and I can tell you right now, with all the people that got the V and their symptoms have come right down by using the black diamond and by using our other products here along with the C60, why aren't they having symptoms then? Okay. And you saying that a healthy non-meat diet will do the exact same thing as the humic, the fulvic, and the C60. I want you to show me proof of that because it's not true at all. But thanks for your comment. And understand something right now, the soil's depleted. And even when you buy organic, believe it or not, they can now test the light and the frequency in foods. And some of the commercial foods have more light, more frequency, and more minerals than the organic farms do. So what are we going to do about that one? Okay, listen, it's really important that we do our research and understand something. I don't sell things for the money. And John, are you doing it just for the money, John? I don't think so.
No,
This is going to save the planet, whether you want to believe it or not. So we can have the naysayers out there, but you're not going to get the nutrition in your diet. Okay. And the reality is, what are you going to, do you think we're actually going to change people and they're not going to go to McDonald's or they're not going to drink alcohol or do their celebration parties where they almost kill themselves? They're not going to get rid of their addictions, but we know we can bring down the fire. We can give them what they're really lacking. And then those people like myself that don't have these addictions, I eat really good. I guarantee you I eat better than most people, and I'm not doing without these products, and it's not in my head. Okay. Layla Hammond replying to Desmond. Daryl puts his money where his mouth is. There is no gimmick. He's just literally cares and mankind about mankind and wants to help. And that's the God's truth. But you go ahead, keep challenging me, and you should. Anybody that's in authority that's selling products needs to be challenged. Come and get me. Okay? All right. Desmond, of course, the other problem I have with is if it's legitimate, is, oh, well, this guy's going to keep going, is why is it this so expensive? Surely everyone should. Desmond, I guarantee you don't even know what the price is. So how's that? So why don't you give me a call, Desmond, at 855-900-4544, extension 5 after the show, and we can talk about this. But I bet you haven't even done your research. I'm not coming up against you, but here's the deal. Why don't you give people a chance? Didn't you hear what John just said? How much money goes into his plant? It's the only government-approved plant. Okay. He uses no chemicals, so he's not trying to cut corners. And understand something, there's more nutrition in the black diamond than you get in all the food you eat all day. So, and if it has the ability to pull the acid out and the heavy metals out and actually capture them and lock them down so that you don't have to feel the whole experience all the way out. And then when the product leaves the body, did you know this, Desmond? It doesn't put the toxin back into nature, does it, John?
No, it binds it. I'll make this statement. The product could be a lot cheaper if we didn't work so hard to have it very, very, very clean. And also if regulations were a little softer.
Yeah.
So they add a tremendous amount to it.
Mary Jane is doing black gold that is fulvic and humic. I have all the products, and black diamond is still need for tummy love. I don't know. Just do black diamond without tummy love and see how you feel. I do both, but just see how you feel and how it goes. I had a lady that, and I'm not making this up. So just know this, everybody, the naysayers. Okay. So I've got a lady that called up yesterday and had diarrhea for 10 years. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. There was another one, Ramona. She's here. She's one of my trainers. She's on live, and she said that she had diarrhea for what, 7 years, Sean? Something like 7 years? Okay, well, guess what? It's the first time she remembers in 7 years she hasn't had diarrhea. Okay, so what would you pay to not have diarrhea anymore, Desmond? Okay, and you're not going to get rid of that through your food. Cleans them in clean water. Okay. Where are we here? Can you take both at the same time? Yes, you can. You can take these products, but you don't want to overtake them either, because a little bit goes a long way, eh, John?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not toxic, but
Yeah, but a little goes a
there's
long way.
No need to take a bunch.
No. You follow what's on the instructions, and then if you want to call me at extension 5 or call any of my other people, we'll help you along with that, okay? Let me see what else is going on here. Guylaine, I hope I said it right. Guylaine. Daryl, my mother had an eye surgery. It is not for cataracts, but do not wear glasses. And now the specialist told her that she has macular degeneration. I bought a nebulizer for her. Can she use it with your products to help her? I would love to help her. Thank you. Yeah, I would use the Bright Eyes and nebulize the Bright Eyes and have her bring it right up into her sinuses. She can also put the drops right into her eyes. It will, I won't tell you it'll reverse it, but wait till she starts using it. And when she does, tell her to start off slow, 1 drop 3 times a day in each eye. And then she can start moving up more, because remember something, it may detoxify her eyes. So let's just start there, and then she can do it more. Like I told you, you know what? After you start to bring down the acidity and the infection in the eyes, you can do it more often. Like you can actually get an eye cup and put a little bit in the eye cup, and you can get the eye cup from the store. Put your head back with the Bright Eyes and just let it lay there, and then blink your eye and hold it as long as you can, so the fulvic will come, the Bright Eyes fulvic will come in the back of the eye. Now, you ready for this? I talked about this yesterday. And when people do the eye cup and they do it and they soak it long enough, they'll wake up in the morning and they'll feel something here and they'll grab onto it, and it'll be like a piece of tissue paper. And it's actually the dissolved catarrh mucus that was on the back of the eye, which then brings the circulation back to the eye so the front of the eye can heal. Thor Klein, when using fulvic specifically for heavy metal detox, with metals or away from meals. Okay, so with meals or away from meals, okay, is the best way to take it. The fulvic, John. If you're looking to get rid of heavy metals, it's better away from meals on an empty stomach, isn't it?
Well, You would think, because then it's there all by itself and there isn't anything competing for its binding sites. You
Yeah.
would think that would make some sense. My flight is leaving here pretty soon. Sorry, sir.
It's okay. Are they getting ready to go on the plane?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, John, if you want to go, you can go, and then I'll just answer these questions myself. But I want to thank you for coming on the show. At least people won't believe it's not live now. Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I appreciate you inviting me on.
No, I'll tell you what I appreciate, John, for having the opportunity to carry the best Humic Fulvic in the world. And that's not a sales pitch. I got to tell you something. We'll still have people coming at us and, the price is too much or this or that. But the reality is that's only 1 out of 1,000 people. We know how much product we already sell, and we wouldn't be selling so much product. And I buy a lot of product from you, don't I? And it's climbing fast, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Like really fast. Like just so,
And we appreciate it.
yeah, Black Diamond, guys, is not a cheap product, is it? It's expensive.
No. Yeah.
And I'll tell you something. It's not expensive. Well, to the user, it may not be, but it's an expensive product. I mean, I just go, wow. But it's not expensive when you start getting the effects of it. So there it is there. You know what? Go ahead. Buy cheaper products and then see how long you need to take them and how much money you need to spend. And then you never reach the goalpost. John?
I love this. I love the statement that price is only an issue in the absence of value. So
That's
clearly
right.
there's a ton of value that people derive from it because more and more people are buying and using it every day. So I think we're good. I think it's all
Yeah,
good.
and you know what, John? I'm the guy that eats 1 meal a day, okay? And it's one healthy meal. I'm the guy that eats 1 meal a day for being on this, and that's that. So, that's got something to say for that. And how do I look for 65? And how do I look for, I probably did this week because of Braveheart Nation Week. Without exaggerating, I think we did 17 shows, didn't we?
Holy.
17 shows this week, and I also answered all the phone calls, and even after work I cleaned up all my calls. I got up at 4:30 in the morning, did all my emails, did all my texts, and yeah, there's hope. And then tonight at John, if you were here, you could fly here. We're going to be having a volleyball game here in Ixtapa, so you're welcome to come. I just built a shower there too because it's still going to be hot, so we get all hot and sweaty, and we're going to have a shower, and then we just come back to the game. We built a big beach sand volleyball right here, just outside my office here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's sounding like I need to come down.
You do.
Thank you very much for having me today.
And do come down and visit us, okay?
I will.
All right, my friend.
Bye, everybody. Be well.
Take care, my friend. Have a great flight.
Thank you.
Okay. So, there's a little saying, guys, if you want to learn how to fly, you got to first love yourself. Okay. But to do that, you'd have to have some value. Oops, there you go. So you have to have some value. And depending on your value will depend on what you're willing to do for yourself, what you're willing to spend. I just love all the scarcity and the poverty consciousness that everybody comes across with. Do you want quality or you don't want quality? And you know what? You can think I'm pretty in your face with this right now, but the reality is I'm the guy that gets to deal with all the people that are sick, that are trying to eat well. Do you know how many people eat a great diet and they're just not moving the needle? Think about that. So, if nothing else, if we've got a 20-foot hole, let's give the person a 20-foot ladder. And as they start to climb out, then let's start to get rid of some of the products. Let's start to bring the dosage down, but let's give the body a chance and get it back to where it can self-monitor and self-care and self-heal. Okay? All right. Betty, any help for thinning hair? Yeah, clapping. Okay? Clapping, and guess what else? Oh, here we go. C60 and clapping for thinning hair. And one other thing, it's called Avicin. I did a show on it. All right. Okay. So look at this. Okay. I got 25% more hair, guys, on my head from clapping, C60 and Avicin. There you go. And that's the proof right there. All right. Let me see what else. Does black gold. Okay. Miriam, does the black gold put in my tea and coffee structure the coffee? No, it does not structure it. It will make it more hydratable. It'll make it more nutritious, but a structured water unit, which never runs out and will give you 90-day money-back guarantee, okay, will make it structured. And that's what structured water is, structuring. You know, if you want to get rainwater, fast-moving river coming down a mountain, that's structured. So if you live near a fast-moving river coming down from a mountain, you've got structured water. Sue Hamilton, does your product go through the Lammer test, please? The Lammer test. I don't know. I got to tell you something. I don't even know what Lammer test is. I mean, I could look at it on here. Let me ask Siri. What is the Lammer test? I'm not sure, but I will tell you this much. Nobody tests their product more than John in the world. We are the only government-approved pharmaceutical grade site in the world. What does that tell you? So I don't know what the Lammer test is, but there's Lammer. See a little picture of him? Isn't that cute little guy? Okay, all right. Let me see here. Meyer, I just got my C60 coconut yesterday. I took 1 dose and I felt a part of my brain activate and I couldn't stop smiling. Haven't felt that since years of depression and low energy. Like, are you kidding? 1 dose. It will be sold out. Get it while you can. Why do you think they're trying to make it illegal in France, guys? Because it brings down the side effects of the vaccine. Also, whether you want to believe this or not, C60 is the highest vibrational electrical molecule on the planet. Get it or don't get it. If you don't understand that you are electrical, magnetic, light energy being, and guess what? Can I ask you a question? Just one little question. How much electricity does a dead person have? How much electricity does a sick person have? And how much electricity does a person have who has vital energy and is like an ever-ready bunny? And that would be me. And I take these products. So you know what? And guess what? I've got other family members. They don't act like I do. They don't take these products. Okay? And I'll tell you that right now. All you can do is just try them out and see for yourself. I don't know. Do you see anything else there? The price, thank you, JMC. The prices are more than reasonable. Anyone invested in their health can see that. Okay. Mary Jane. Well, you're okay. We're at the bottom. We're at the body. We're at the bottom of the body. Okay. All right. So let's see what time it is here. Yeah. Okay. So it's basically 3:44. Is that right? That's right. Okay. So I gotta go back and take my products to get my game on, okay? So I can spike that ball. I don't know if you watched my show earlier, but there's this guy from Great Britain, and his name is John, and he's tall and he's lanky, and he's going down, okay? All right? And he'll be wishing that he never, ever challenged me ever in his life. And I'll tell you something, he wouldn't show his face around here. Oh, hi, John.
Not happening. Not happening. You got to get your game on because you know you're up against the champ, right?
Yeah, okay.
I'll give you a run for your money.
Will you?
Good luck.
Yeah. All right, John. Okay. All right. Okay. So that's how that goes. Okay. You know, you better watch. You got to put your money where your mouth is. So I'm going to tell you something right now. You go ahead and challenge me on any of the products I carry, and you see if you can find some holes. Because if you do find some holes, I'll give you a prize, and I promise you that I'll fix it. Okay? Nobody's perfect, but I will tell you that my whole drive is to have the best products in the world and be able to deliver them the best way that I know how. Okay? Anyway, so tomorrow is the first day of starting our second course here at Ixtapa World Healing and Training Center. And we have 2 spots left. If you can get your plane and get here by tomorrow morning. And if you can't, and you'd like to take the Wolf Non-Surgical, just know that that starts in 12 days. So in 12 days, we'll do the Wolf Non-Surgical course. If you want to learn what I believe to be the most powerful bodywork in the world, go to www.newworldpractitioner.com. And if you'd like to come down here and do one of our personal treatment and trainings, whether it's just yourself or a couple or your family, or you want to do like our perfect pain-free pregnancy or our couples emotional and bodywork training or our sports training, just understand something. Go to www.personaltreatmentandtraining.com. Okay. And if you've never gotten your toe wet yet, you might want to go and click on consultations. We have them on special right now just for this week. We're trying to give people that say they don't have enough money a little boost. They're usually $150. They're 15% off. That's not a lot, but we're not going to go any less when we give lifetime support. That's right. And you can call us as often as you want. You'll get a 320-page manual that I believe is the best guide for helping you to guide your health for the rest of your life to create that perfect day in every way so that you can create a perfect life, right? And it takes time, right? I get it. It's like a language, it takes time to learn it. And that's why we give you unlimited support. Okay? So it's Friday. Have the best weekend of your life. And guess what everybody says on Friday? I just want to celebrate my time off. Well, just remember when you do that, can we try not to poison ourselves? Because did you ever notice something? When the family gets together, everybody overeats, everybody overdrinks, everybody over parties until they feel like crap. Wow. Tell me that we're not brainwashed, okay? So what I'm going to do to celebrate is go kick John's butt. Have a beautiful day. It's not good enough to have the most powerful courses, treatments, and training. We want to deliver to you the adventure of a lifetime that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to take you on a little adventure right now and show you what we are going to deliver. What are we going to deliver? We are going to deliver the authentic you, the real you, the genius inside. How would you like to become not just the master of your mind, but the master of your body, the master of your life? You know what? The most important world is your world, and we're about to show you how to create it. Never limit yourself to beautiful, because that's what you are. Take a look at this beautiful place. We all deserve beauty in our life. You need to create a new program that is unlimited when it comes to things that are beautiful, things that make you happy, things that make you shine, things that make you feel excited. Let's get excited. What I've learned in my life is this: to be the change you wish to be the change you wish to see, Braveheart, you have to understand you take life one step at a time. Never lose your focus. Never lose your dream, because you are the dream maker. It's called image, but guess what? It's your imagination. The image that you hold creates the thought that you live with. That thought creates an emotion that creates a frequency, and we know that the invisible creates the physical. I mean, that's quite obvious. So be the power that you seek, and understand something, that all your thoughts matter. And guess what? Unless you're willing to take a look at those thoughts and retrain your brain, change your personality, you'll never change your reality, and your reality could become infinite. You were created by your creator to create. So let's create something amazing together. So tell me what you think of the destination that I came up with my imagination to hold the whole life coach certification for you. Understand something. It's all about beauty. It's all about adventure. It's all about stimulating the mind, okay? And understanding that your mind is unlimited. And that is what the whole life coach certification is all about. In the whole life coach certification, we are going to go deeper. We have people coming to us, professionals coming to us, from doctors to nurses to accountants to oil riggers to mothers that want to expand their life. And when they come here, they go, I need to learn to help my family, or I want to improve my business. But guess what? We get into their business. When they leave, they become the change that they wish to see, that they wish to be. They become the gift to the world, because when you can stay in the present, and you can't do that until you have unconditional love and care for yourself. And I'll tell you something right now, I have hardly even found 1 out of 1,000 practitioners or even so-called whole life coaches that can hold the present moment and own it and then give it as a gift. And this is what I'm going to give to you. And when you come here, this is where you're going to come into this room when you need to find alignment, you need to find balance, and you need to get back into your lion heart breath, because we're going to go deep into your heart and we're going to become the spark that you seek. Come play, come stay, come train with us today. Understand something. I know we have fear, but understand, that's just false evidence appearing real. I get it. Stick your toe in, feel the water, but then I want you to dive right in, because you're the answer that you've been looking for. Let me teach you how to fly. What does that mean? First, love yourself, Braveheart. Let's take life in and win. I had a dream 3 years ago that I would live in Mexico and I would have this training center, this teaching center, this treatment center that would touch the world. Your dreams are never too big. And when they start to create a little bit of anxiety, turn them into excitement. And get excited, because this is your life. And this, my friend, when you take on the dream of all dreams, and you realize that if you stay connected to your breath, that you can have it all. Do not let anybody take your breath away. Do not let anybody steal your dream, okay? Listen, God gave you imagination. This is your sandbox of life. Take your life back. Right now, we are teaching courses to people that have come from all over the world, and the government is saying you can't travel, you can't breathe, you can't have this, you can't come together. Yes, we will. And we will do it with unconditional love for each other. And we will learn to grow. We will not judge each other. We'll observe and see where we can support each other. But at the same time, we will hold the Braveheart line, because this is the only way that we can grow. So find your roar, because you're so much more. And learn this. You are the unconditional love that you've been looking for. You are the dream maker. I can't wait to see you. We want to become that small piece of the puzzle that brings your dream together. Thank you. Let me ask you a question. What do you think it would take to turn your life around? I can tell you right now, I learned that a long time ago, what the key was. And anybody that has been able to perfect the perfect day on an emotional, physical, and spirit level knows this. The answer is massive, personal action. That's what it's going to take for you to turn your life around. And to turn your life around, you're going to have to go within if you want to change without. And that's the bottom line. And you know, people think that they can do it like with a consultation, or maybe they can do it with a telephone call or a Band-Aid or a 911 emergency, a treatment. But understand, that's not the way it is. The day that you realize that when you master your mind is the only time you're going to master your body. Forget your life. That's always going to be just random luck until you know that you must become the master of your day. From the moment you rise until you gently close your eyes, you must be the only authority for you. And if you think that getting an hour consultation is going to do it, it's not. If you think that going for therapy is going to do it, it's not. You have to submerge yourself into what we would call the personal treatment and training. And you need to do that from anywhere from 6 days to 10 days, or you need to come for my whole life coach certification, because if you don't go in deep, you'll never make changes. They say it takes 10,000 times for you to repeat something before it becomes a prominent, dominant thought. And if you understood that 70 to 90% of all your thoughts are not yours, and they say that 70% of your thoughts are toxic, tell me they're not. Take a look at the majority of the population. 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease, which means the body is attacking itself. Before that, though, the person was attacking themselves on a subconscious, unconscious level. And that, my friend, is the bottom line, and why you must take a personal treatment and training and go deep and understand how to run your life. What that means is learning how to think, how to drink, how to eat, and knowing when somebody is mistreating you, when someone is disrespecting you, because until you honor and respect yourself, no one else is going to do it. So understand, this is your life. If you want to live your passion and purpose, then you must become the master of your mind to become the master of your body, so that you can become the light for your family. So please, consider this. You've got the time and you've got the money, because you're going to change the rest of your life for the rest of your life. And that's my guarantee to you.